put it so close to my face. Hello guys, welcome to another One Piece theory / discussion. Today we're going to talk about the Will D. The Will D, it's one of the most mysterious plots in One Piece. We know people that have them, but we don't know exactly what the Will D is. Because of this, I have gathered some of the information that we already know. Apart from Roger, we know that Nico Robin has some idea of what the Will D is because she has mentioned it 3 times. We know that if you have a Will D, you are very important, but you are also classified as very dangerous, which is why Trafalgar Law hid it from everybody, that he was a Will D. We know that the Gracier, after the time skip, made a comment about the D standing for danger. We know that all of the Wills of D come from the same family, the family of D, which was stated by Rocinante. I love that name. I would name my child Rocinante. If I have a girl, Rocinanta. This one's very interesting. The Celestial Dragons teach their kids that if they don't behave, the Will D, or the Ds, will come in and kill them. That just sounds very weird. The D is a name that's been passed down through history, through the One Piece characters such as Gold Roger, passed it to Ace, Garp passed it to Dragon, Dragon passed it to Luffy, and so on. According to Rocinante, the Ds are God's natural enemies, which will imply that the D either stands for devil, demon, something around those lines, since the Celestial Dragons really do believe that they are gods, or they are of God blood. We know that the world government and the Marines know what the D is, which is why they made such a big deal to get Portgas the Ace in the execution platform, because they knew they need to show and make him an example. He is a Will D, so they know that he's capable, or even creating even more trouble than Roger did himself. Now here's a very interesting, I guess you can call it factorial. Will Ds are good fighters. They can take a enormous amount of punishment, physical, mental punishment, and they all smile when they're near death. Roger smiled when he died, so did Ace, so did Jaguar D Sol, or Shoal, I don't know how to pronounce his name. And it's a very, what's her name? Portgas D Rouge, or Roos. Ace's mom smiled right before she gave birth to Ace, which means that she died. But the one person who is the Will D who hasn't shown this quality of dying, or of smiling before death, was when Blackbeard had that confrontation with Whitebeard, and he was actually scared for his life. Which is very interesting because this brings out one of my theories. My theory basically is that Blackbeard is actually not a D. I do not think he's a Will D. There is evidence to support that he is a Will D, but my biggest evidence right now is the fact that he didn't smile at the face of death. When he thought that Whitebeard was going to kill him, he pulled a bitch move and he said, can you really kill your son? He said something around those lines. And that is very on Will D to do, in my opinion. I feel like anybody else would have been like, oh, I have no regrets of what I've done. They would have smiled and everything would have been fine. But Blackbeard was actually scared for his life. He was scared of death. While these other Will Ds, they smile. Luffy smiled when Buggy was going to execute him in Logtown. You know, you have Ace smiling when he died, and he was saying thank you to everybody. You have Roger, who obviously we've seen the flashback a billion times, and he smiled. So I don't think Blackbeard is a Will D. I think that it's funny because Blackbeard said, you are not the person that's going to carry Roger's will. And Whitebeard said this for a reason, and I don't know why yet. I believe that Whitebeard knows that Blackbeard, it's not a Will D, which is why he said, Roger's waiting for somebody to carry his will, but it's not you. My theory on what the Will D actually is a little crazy, but it's possible. I feel like the Will Ds are not of Earth. They are either from the moon, they live, maybe if they are from Earth, they live in an underwater, like, advanced civilization. I feel like the Wildees is a ancient kingdom, right, that was so strong and so advanced at one time that they pretty much not ruled the world, but kind of like guide the world. And then the other 20 kingdoms were pissed off, and they fought the Wildees, and the Wildees lost, and the 20 kingdoms made the world government, and then the 800 years of the void century came by, and now we're down to very few Wildees, including the main character, Monkey D. Luffy, and I guess Trafalgar Law, he's kind of the main character. If it matters for anything, we know that Garp resigned from the Marines after the time skip. I feel like he's going to join the revolutionaries. Reason for that is simple. I have noticed that when two Wildees are together, shit goes down. Law and Luffy were at Archipelago, and shit went down. If Blackbeard is a Wildee, Blackbeard and Ace met, shit went down. So every time two Wildees are together, bad shit happens. They change the surrounding, they change the people around them. It's just, Wildees are just very influential. For what the D stands for itself, it could stand for just about anything. It could be something, it could be demon, it could be devil, it could be dangerous, it could be destiny, which is what I think it is. I think the D stands for destiny, which would be kind of weird. Monkey, Destiny, Luffy. But I do think it stands for something that's not really a name, because we know that if it's a name, it's going to be weird, because Ace's mom, who's the only person with the Wildee that's a female at the moment, it would be weird if she had a guy name, which makes me think that it's not an actual name, rather of a title. And that's basically what my theory is on what the Will of D is. So comment below and tell me what you think it is, because I'm dying to find out what it is, and I hope after Dressrosa, after all the information that we've gotten about the Wildee, I want to get more. I want to know what Law knows that was so bad that he hid it from people. So comment below and tell me what you think the Wildee is. Tell me if you like my theory, if you don't believe on it, what's your theory, and so on. And yeah, check out my last discussion videos. They'll be somewhere around here. And that's it. Thank you for watching.
Cut.